Sixth men don't usually dominate headlines, but they often decide playoff runs. Every championship contender needs someone who comes off the bench, changes the game's rhythm, and accepts fewer minutes for maximum impact. The idea of the sixth man becomes widely recognized in the 1980s because Boston's Kevin McHale, a 6'10 forward averaging 18 points on 60% shooting in 1984, shows that a bench player can still shape a dynasty. His scoring efficiency forces defenses to adjust when Larry Bird and Robert Parrish rest, therefore making the Celtics impossible to contain for 48 straight minutes. Meanwhile, the Lakers rely on Michael Cooper. He averages just 8 points per game during the Showtime era, but his real value shows in his defensive assignments. Cooper holds his opponents to under 43% shooting in multiple playoff series, which matters because his defense gives Magic Johnson the freedom to focus on offense. He embodies the six-man role not through scoring, but by locking up the league's best wings. The 1990s add a new twist. Toni Kukoc, the 6'10 Croatian forward, averages 13 points during Chicago's second three-peat. What stands out is his versatility. Kukoc handles the ball, stretches the floor with three-point shooting, and initiates the triangle offense whenever Scottie Pippen or Michael Jordan sit. Because Kukoc accepts a bench role despite being a EuroLeague MVP, the Bulls extend their dominance into the modern spacing era. At the same time, Del Curry, the father of Stephen Curry, turns into Charlotte's spark plug. He averages 14 points in 1994 while shooting nearly 40% from three at a time when the league average is barely 33. Curry forces defenses to extend past the arc, opening driving lanes for Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson. His willingness to shoot quickly off the bench helps define the Hornets' identity in the 1990s. The 2000s elevate the sixth man into a career path. Manu Ginóbili, drafted in the second round, averages 16 points per game in his prime, but famously accepts coming off the bench for San Antonio. Because of that sacrifice, the Spurs' second unit often outplays starters around the league. Ginóbili creates chaos with left-handed drives, Euro steps, and relentless energy. His willingness to defer allows Tim Duncan and Tony Parker to dominate while still giving San Antonio an elite closer in crunch time. Meanwhile, Jason Terry of the Dallas Mavericks embodies the definition of instant offense. During the 2011 championship run, Terry averages 17.5 points in the finals against Miami. What makes this historic is that he outscores LeBron James in the last 3 games of the series. Terry's shooting from deep forces Miami's defense to stretch, which in turn gives Dirk Nowitzki more room to operate. The six-man role literally shifts a finals outcome. The 2010s then turn six men into headline scorers. Jamal Crawford wins 3 Sixth Man of the Year awards by averaging double digits off the bench across multiple teams. His signature move, the crossover into a pull-up three, allows him to explode for 20 points in limited minutes. Crawford's value lies not only in scoring, but in punishing defenses that relax against second units. Because of players like him, the league embraces the idea that a bench player can be a team's most creative scorer. Lou Williams pushes this even further. He scores 20 points per game as a reserve for the Clippers in 2018 and 2019, becoming the only player in league history to average that high while never being a full-time starter. His ability to draw fouls, shoot from deep, and create in isolation means the Clippers' bench often outperforms starters around the league. Williams proves that being a sixth man is no longer a demotion, it's a specialized weapon. But not every unsung hero wins awards. Robert Horry, remembered for his clutch shooting, averages under 8 points for his career. Yet he wins 7 championships because he consistently hits critical shots from the corner or the top of the arc. Though he starts games at times, many of his defining moments come in minutes reserved for role players. His nickname, Big Shot Rob, shows how a bench player can carry championship pressure. Another overlooked example is Lamar Odom. In 2011, he wins Sixth Man of the Year while averaging 14 points and 9 rebounds for the Lakers. At 6'10", Odom can play point forward, stretch as a shooter, or attack the rim. His ability to anchor the bench unit makes Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol's minutes more manageable. Because of Odom's versatility, the Lakers sustain depth through long playoff runs. Even today, the legacy continues. Tyler Herro wins Sixth Man of the Year in 2022 by averaging over 20 points per game for Miami. He spaces the floor at 39% from deep, while also creating off the dribble. The Heat depend on his scoring bursts because Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo often carry defensive responsibilities. Therefore, Herro represents the modern version of a sixth man, a starter's production delivered against second units. When we look across decades, the pattern is clear. Sixth men succeed not just because they score, but because they buy into a role that balances egos, minutes, and matchups. Kevin McHale changes how dynasties stagger rotations. Manu Ginóbili redefines sacrifice by accepting the bench for championships. Lou Williams proves bench players can lead teams in scoring. In short, the unsung sixth man is never about being the face of the franchise. It's about being the piece that keeps everything together when stars rest or struggle. And if you scan the history of the NBA, almost every championship team has one. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be posting a lot here. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.